Hi, I'm Vikki Friedman and I am the founder of MeTreat Women's Retreats. I'm a POM that moved over to Australia about 20 years ago, and I'm also the mother of 3 stinky boys who are currently 15, 13 and 10 years old. There's a lot of masculinity in my household. I wanted to talk to you today about my story and why I started up MeTreat Women's Retreats. And my story really starts in 2011. I have struggled with mental health, particularly anxiety and depression over the years, but in 2011 things got really bad and I ended up being hospitalised for 5 weeks with very extreme anxiety and depression. And at the time my children were very young. My eldest son was 6, my middle son was I think 3, just about to turn 4 because I actually missed his birthday party while I was in hospital, and my youngest son was only 18 months old. This was a really traumatic and difficult period in my life, I'm sure you can imagine. Up until that point, I thought I was super mum. I thought that nothing could get me and that I could just keep on giving to my family and everybody else that needed something from me, and boy was I wrong. And it took for a crisis to come for me to realise that I just couldn't go on that way. So when I came out of hospital after the 5 weeks, I made a promise to myself. I promised that I was never ever going to get that bad and never go back to hospital again, and that I would have to really commit to looking after myself, taking time for myself, taking me time, and making sure that I didn't relapse and that I could be there and be the best version of myself for my family and for my friends. So I decided to start going away on retreats. I made a promise that I would go away on a retreat every year for at least a weekend, and that's what I did for the next 5 years. I had a lot of fun on these retreats, some of which I enjoyed more than others. I wasn't the fittest person at the time, and I did a bit of climbing up mountains, which I struggled with, or really hard yoga. And there were a couple of retreats where we had to sit in silence for periods of time, and that really didn't agree with me very much. And after about 5 years of going away on retreats, I thought, hang on, I really want to share my love of retreats with other women. There are so many mums and women out there that just don't take the time to get away from their families and give themselves the gift of me time. So I had an epiphany and I thought, that's it, I'm going to run my own retreat company, and MeTreat Retreats was born. I wanted MeTreat Retreats to be a little bit different from the other retreat companies that were out there. There's a lot of extreme yoga retreats if you're really serious about that kind of stuff and if you want to go and do some really structured stuff. But I wanted our retreats to be relaxed, friendly, all about connection, and yes, no silence, and you could definitely have a glass or 2 of wine, a few laughs, and also chocolate if you wanted as well. We focus on wellness, friendship and fun in everything that we do. So the first year I ran MeTreat Retreats on my own, and that was a lot of fun, but it's even more fun to share a business with somebody else. And luckily, in 2018, I invited the wonderful Tanya Levy to come and teach yoga at one of my retreats. And I knew straight away what a special woman she was. A great yoga and personal development teacher, a meditation teacher, and a very experienced retreat facilitator. So when Tanya said, did I want to get together and run retreats with her? I said, hell yes, and the rest is history. So that's my story, and really it's a lived experience. I want to invite you to look at your own life and see if you're investing in yourself, prioritising yourself, taking regular self-care, and putting yourself first before things get really extreme and before it's too late and you get really unwell. I'd love you to come on one of our retreats and see what it can do for you. You'll feel like a new woman when you return to your family. You'll be the best version of yourself. So please do come to one of our MeTreat retreats. Thank you.